Okay, this time we are going to look at abstract class and abstract methods. Okay, previously we looked at inheritance. So we have a person class, students, and the instructor. So now we are going to look at abstract class. Okay, with this inheritance, superclass can be very abstract or not very specific. It may contain common features of its subclasses that should be implemented. Okay, so main idea is here common features of its subclass. You may see as blueprints. We set up the blueprints in a superclass that should be followed by subclasses. Okay, this is a superclass called person. We have two subclasses. So abstract class actually means that we are looking at superclass. Abstract class, we write it down in italic in UMA class diagram. So let me just say person, change to italic. That's the convention we have in class diagram. We have two methods. Abstract class, we can have abstract methods or non-abstract methods. For illustrations, we can have two normal methods or non-abstract methods. We can have abstract methods. Again, we write it down in italic. So get name string. For class diagram, rotation is the same. Set name. Okay, so let me remove non-abstract methods. Again, we can have an abstract and one non-abstract method together with this in same abstract class. Okay. Abstract class name, abstract method name should be italic. So if you look at here, student class, those name method can be removed because if student is subclass of person, then those two abstract methods belongs to superclass called person must be implemented so that we don't actually write it down in UMA class diagram. So we have two abstract methods, and then that's what we call as abstract class. So when you when you extend abstract superclass, you must implement abstract method belongs to superclass in your subclass. It means that get name set name method should be implemented in student subclass. Also, so let me make it a bit more space. Even though I did not write it out get name set name in subclass, we don't have to, because by conventions we have to implement abstract method in subclasses. We don't have to write it down. We can omit it. For illustration, I think that's pretty much all. So here, abstract method actually means it's a method without implementations. So let's quickly create a new project so that I can demonstrate how it actually works. Okay, let me begin with a simple implementation based on inheritance. Then I will show you how the inheritance, in terms of inheritance, we can consider superclass as abstract class. Students, and then one more class, instructor. So let me begin with person class. So we have a normal person class. We call it as a concrete class. Unless you say something more specific, we say class that actually means concrete class. Okay. So setters and getters and toString methods. Okay. So we have a person class, which is going to be superclass of a student and instructor. So let's look at student class. We have nothing to implement, but just say extend person. Means that we are going to use whatever is available in a superclass called person. Let's go to instructor class. We are going to use additional data field called number. Then setters and getters. And then toString methods. Okay. For simple demonstration here using inheritance. we are looking for set name. Then instructor. Let me double check. Okay, it should be extend person, so that we can invoke superclass method called set name. Instructor set name. It's our tab key students to string. It's our again tab key. Press tab key. So we have a person and then instructor. So when you go to instructor, you may like to print instructor name. That means you have to call superclass methods using super.toString. That means we are looking at toString methods of superclass called person. Try again. See, now you can see that name of the instructor. So let's look at the abstract methods. If we have a private name, string and name, we can implement our own method here. Using setters and getters. Again, and so on. The question is, if you're looking at the name, that is very common features for everybody, not only instructor and students. So if you consider there's a common features for the subclass, you may consider put it in a superclass. So we can say it's that abstract class person. And then here, without implementing this, semicolon. So we can change the method name as a abstract. No implementation. Sorry, spelling. ABS. Abstract void. Okay, stop here, no implementation. And then toString, I will leave it as it is. So if you are looking at here two abstract methods with an abstract class, what will happen to subclass is it's going to give you hints, say that student is not abstract and does not override abstract methods. Means you have to implement two abstract methods belongs to superclass of students. It actually means that it will give us a design guideline. Once we have a clear blueprints, abstract terms in superclass, we have to implement the exactly same methods in our subclasses. So it will give us more standard software development. especially if you're working with a group of people. You may like to set up the standard. Means you can focus on abstract class or a superclass. Then individuals may focus on subclass of that superclass. So here, implementations, again, straightforward. Here again, we are going to implement two methods, two abstract methods. Same story, return name. I will add it later on. Here, this name equal to name. That's all. We have two subclasses extending abstract superclass. So we have to implement the two abstract methods in subclasses. For actual implementation, nothing has been changed. Here to nothing changed here, okay? It seems like a lot of repetition, but inheritance has a big advantage over reducing some redundancies. Abstracts may give us more duplicate works, but we will standardize codings for subclasses. So there's a clearly advantage for using subclass as well. Okay, please consider. So we have abstract class design. Then if you want to have common features of each subclasses, and then that will simplify your UML class diagram if you use abstract superclass. Okay, I will cover more details in depth later on. That's all. Thank you.